Well, good morning, everybody, and how is it going? It's Mystical Ariel here to shake the matrix, make you think, expand your mind, all those kinds of things. Well, I mean, I can't make you expand your mind. You're the only one who can do that. But I can help you and share things that might expand your mind if you let it. But how's everyone doing? I've been recovering from my surgery and all the other stuff, and I've been getting a lot of sleep the last couple days, which was really good. I guess I needed it. But hey, I mean, I'm out in nature, hanging out with some friends. It's been a pretty good week considering. But I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about the image of love, and what that does when we recognize that we're that image, and I can think about back in my life when you was going out looking for love instead of realizing that it was right here within me. And so when we recognize that we are made in the image of love, we see that all other things and beings are also imbued with the same divine spark. And so we take life a little bit different. And when we recognize that each of us, no matter what our appearances, backgrounds, circumstances, is a reflection of this love. There's a spark of that divine. That divine spark is love. So they have that within them. And we can let go of our preconceptions. For me, I think when I see people, I just see them like a little baby. And I realize that we're all just children learning on a self-discovery journey, right? We're just learning who we are. And so it takes time. But it brings you to this place when you recognize life that way, you see things that way, you have this humility, I guess, of kindness. And it's essential on the journey. When you recognize love, it's essential for you to start to have kindness, even just for yourself. And when we truly embrace the knowledge that we are love, we know that our actions and words have power to either build up or tear down. So let us strive to lift each other up, to see the good and the beauty in others, and to always err on the side of kindness, even when it's difficult, even when it's uncomfortable. Let us not forget that love is a never-ending wellspring, and that by tapping into it, we can find strength, inspiration, and comfort. And by spreading this love, we can bring light and healing into our world through the eyes that are filled with compassion and understanding. And I'm telling you another thing, because I guess sometimes I think people all of a sudden think when you are love and when you're kindness that we don't have boundaries. We don't know how to say no or anything. That's not what that is. Okay, being love and kindness isn't being a yes woman or man. It's not being, it's not being a slave. It's just having a different perspective. It's still you have boundaries. You still need to be healthy. You still need to be able to say no. And you can still do that in kindness. Because, we're going to face adversity, right? And it can be tempting to respond with anger. But instead of respond with anger, resentment, or even violence, we can respond in love. Because love knows that even in the face of adversity, it is still possible to respond with kindness and compassion and understanding. And just as love may hold boundaries for our own protection and well-being, it is also capable of holding boundaries for the protection and the well-being of all of those we care about. I can just think of, I help a lot of people and stuff. And so there's this one person I've been helping, and I asked them if I could share, give some input in their life or give an opinion about something that I was seeing. And so they were like, yeah. So then I did. And I was like, hey, maybe pay attention, because I don't know if some of these actions are kindness. And you say you want to change these things, right? And so it blew up. They just lost it. And it got to the point where this negativity and this stuff that was coming from them was too much. And I had to say, no, you know what? No. Enough's enough. This is too much. And they went on and had their reactions, and that's when you get people go and gossip, do all kinds of things. At the same time, I still sit here to this day that if they were to come over and say, okay, man, I kind of was being dumb. Sorry. Yeah, man, I'd give them the time of day without a second thought and give them a hug. So it's okay to also put people at a distance, is what I'm saying, if they're being unhealthy and it's affecting your health and your space and your mindset. That's why I say sometimes we got to make changes. We got to go, okay, this is not the environment I need to be in. But we have to understand, so we're going to face and have these things happen, and so what do we do when this adversity strikes? Is we just have to remember and remind ourselves that love is not a passive force, but an active one. It is not simply something that we feel or receive, but something that we are. We are love, and such as this, we have the power to respond to adversity with compassion, with understanding, and the willingness to make the difficult choices that may be necessary to protect and heal ourselves and those that we love. See, not only when we take space from people that are not being healthy for us, not only are we helping ourselves, we're actually helping them as well. Because the thing is, probably most of their life, people have just condoned that behavior. And they probably didn't even realize how it was affecting people. And what do? When you put boundaries down, you're leaving them to their own demise. You're leaving them to sit and figure it out themselves, which is really what we should be doing in life. I mean, we really got to stop trying to push it in people's face. We ask permission. If they say yes, then we can share something. That's when it's okay. But if they don't, they're not asking for it, we got to stop giving those things. So let's go on to this. So what do? By choosing to respond from a place of love, even in the face of adversity, we get to cultivate a deeper sense of empathy, compassion, and understanding for ourselves and even for others, even those who might be causing us the harm in the first place. And by holding these boundaries for our own protection, we get to ensure that we are able to continue to love others and ourselves in a healthy and suitable way. And I had to learn that. I didn't realize, I used to, put myself around my violent father all the time, thinking that I had to be loved. Love would hang out with their dad, but that's not healthy. It's very unhealthy and dangerous. So that's not wise to do, right? So we choose to respond in love by putting out our boundaries, by putting out what we are willing to be around. And if they don't fit that box, then we step away, even in the face of adversity, And we may just transform not only our own lives by doing this, but others, those around us. Because when faced with adversity, it can be tempting to respond with the anger and resentment. But when we don't, when we respond with kindness, compassion, understanding, and we just lay down some boundaries, and we just love, and we hold those boundaries for our own protection and well-being, it causes a domino effect. It not only creates a space of protection for you, it puts them in a space where they're being protected too. Because you're saying, hey, this behavior needs to stay at a distance from me. Because you don't want to be reacting in a way that is unhealthy. So you're helping them. Because you're not allowing them to get you to that place where you're going to regret what you say and do. So we choose to respond from a place of love. We see the bigger picture. We become the observer. And we get to cultivate a sense of empathy for people on both ends. Compassion and understanding for ourselves and also others. So what we do to protect ourselves by holding boundaries for our own protection, but also for them. And we can ensure that we will be able to continue to be loved in that place and to be healthy. That's the best thing I can suggest to do. That's a lot of the lessons that I've learned in my life. I learned it's important if something is not a healthy situation that it's okay to remove yourself. And I learned that I think a lot of why it became easy too is because not only when I recognized that I was all the things that I was looking for, that the Creator already put that divine spark within me, and therefore was a journey within. It was a journey to look in the mirror to see what belief systems I had in the way. You know, why did I even get into places where things keep happening that aren't good, you know? And it was because of my own belief system. And at the end of the day, when we realize we're loved, when we realize we're all these things, I guess we kind of start to realize our journey is personal, you know? And we don't really put our journey onto everyone else either. We can sit back and let them stumble and walk around and figure it out. Anyways, hope you guys are having a great morning. Hope you have a beautiful day. Don't forget to get out into nature. It's good for us. And make sure you do one thing towards your dreams every single day because it brings you one step closer. Make sure you recognize you're valuable and you matter, and you're all unique puzzle pieces to the ultimate puzzle of the cosmos. Hang in there, you guys, and peace out.